Good morning. Right, today's maths we are going to be reflecting. So yesterday we were translating, today we are reflecting shapes. Okay, so quick recap. Reflection. Reflections are everywhere, in mirrors, in glass, and here in a lake. So we see reflections all around us in everyday life. Right, these are some important points here. So you will have a mirror line, okay, which is where the object is reflecting. And the shapes, or the reflection, needs to be the same distance from that mirror line. Okay, we'll look a bit more at that in a minute. And the reflection is the same size as the original image. Okay, it won't be changing its size. We'll have a look a bit more about this as we go through today's. Right, so we've got Dora, and Dora is saying, when you reflect a shape, its dimensions change. Now the dimensions is a shape's size, its length and its width. Okay, do you agree with Dora? Explain your thinking. So as we learnt here, the reflection is the same size as the original image, as the original picture. So Dora is not correct. Okay, when you reflect a shape, the dimensions, the size of the shape will remain exactly the same. It's not going to get bigger and it's not going to get smaller. Okay, so let's have a look at how we're going to reflect a shape. So here we've got a shape, we've got a square, and this is our mirror line here, this dotted line here. So this is the reflection. So the red square is a reflection of the grey square. Now the way that we do this is we have to make sure it's the same distance, both the shapes are the same distance from this mirror line. The way that you need to do that is by counting. So if we start from the mirror line, this corner, this vertex here, is 2 squares away. So we start from the same point and we go 2 squares in the opposite direction. This vertex here, the top left, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares away. So it's got to be 5 squares away on the other one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. If you plot your vertices, it's then easier to join up your points to make your shape. So again, this one, 2 squares away. So 1, 2 squares away there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares away. So the best way of doing this is by counting from that mirror line. Okay, so again here, same method. So start from the mirror line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be the same, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Making sure that they are the same shape, so the same size, same dimensions, and the same distance. This one is straight, running right next to the mirror line, so it's the same there. If it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares wide, it's got to be 5 squares wide here. If it's 5 squares down, it's got to be 5 squares down. And you can also tell that by looking. So when you've done your reflection, you look at it and think, does that look exactly the same? Okay, so this is your chance to have a go at reflecting some of these different shapes. Okay, now you should be able to do this straight into your answer booklet. Okay, so in your answer booklet, you will have these little grids set up nicely for you. Okay, I have copied and pasted the different shapes in just so that I can see them. You could do that too, or you could just flick back to have a look at the shapes. So what we want you to do is, the first thing we want you to do is to colour in the squares to make the shape here. Okay, so this first square here is 1, 2, 3, 4 from the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4 from the bottom. Okay, it's going to be that square there where I've got the cursor. Now what you can do is you can colour in the squares on the table by going to Table, then Cell Shading, and you can choose whatever colour you want to choose. Okay, let's go for a green there. Yep, so when I've done the first one, I need to do the next one. So the next one is on the left, so I'm just copying that shape into here. Okay, just colouring in those cells so that I'm recreating that shape, making sure that I'm copying it really accurately. And then one more here. Okay, so I'm just using that by using that cell shading format there. Right, now when I've done that, I need to reflect it in my mirror line. So I'm going to start again at the mirror line like I did before. Again, it's this first square here, so it's got to be that first square there. Again, just colour it in. Then it's one, so it's this one is 2 squares back, so it's got to be 2 squares back. Some of you will be able to see this much more easily. Some of you will need to rely on the counting. So 1, 2, 1, 2. And if you're not sure, then just count it back from that mirror line each time. Okay, so this one is 1, 2, 3 from the mirror line. So 1, 2, 3 from the mirror line. There. Okay, and that one is there. So when you've done it, just spend a moment checking and thinking, is this exactly the same? Yeah, each side. Okay, just spend a minute checking that. Right, the next one. So here we've got this one, so you do the same again. So we've got 1, 2, 3 from the bottom, 1, 2, 3 from the bottom there, is that square. So it's a little bit time consuming, but you will get quicker at it as you go. Okay, it doesn't matter what colour you're colouring it in. So again, start by copying that shape onto one side and then reflecting it onto the other side there. Okay, right, so have a go with these two. Then have a go with this one. Careful with this one because you've got some gaps, so you've got some that need to be white. So just be careful with that. See how you get on there. And then you've got some more here. So as we can see, the mirror line can be a vertical line, it can be a horizontal line. Be careful with this one because we've got some diagonals, so that will make it a bit trickier, but see how you get on with that. Okay, so use that strategy, count from that mirror line, make sure that the shape is exactly the same size. If you have a mirror at home that you can lie straight flat onto your paper, I don't have one, but it would be like this. If you lie it straight on the mirror line and then have a look at the reflection in the mirror, that will be a really good way of checking